Hey, how you doing? What's going on, sis? I'm finally getting around to your reading. Oh, niggas, you know, I really wanted to clear my, like, get my mind off of, what I was dealing with personally. And what other way to do that than to go outside? And so I just need to get outside and clear my goddamn mind. And just when I came home, I cleaned my house and I saged myself, and I did a little cleansing, a little cleansing, just to clear any type of stagnancy or any type of negative energy that could try to linger around your house that causes like things to you know go haywire. And then we already in fucking 2 retrogrades. So, you know, shit gonna get tested, situations, people, things, all that shit. So let's get started, because this is a short read. So I don't want to waste no more time. Thank you so much for being patient with me. If you would like to share your feedback, it would be greatly appreciated. Spirit, please, and thank you for the Scorpio. What messages, Spirit, do you have for the Scorpio right now? What does she need to hear? Please and thank you. What does the Scorpio need to hear right now? So sounds like or seems like you've been procrastinating, Scorpio, or you feel like some things are at a standstill. Maybe you're trying to, get you and your kids a new home, or maybe you need a new car, you want a new car. Could be waiting on a job offer or a promotion to come through. And, things could be still feeling like it's at a standstill. But you could just be, but you ain't showing it, you know what I'm saying? You definitely are making it seem like, or portraying everything to be, fine. Even though you're dealing with all these burdens. So you're not letting, it's basically like you're not letting your battles, or the you're not letting that shit, you're not allowing it to control you. You're not wearing that shit, you're not seeping in it, if that makes sense. So even if you was going through 1,000 things, wouldn't nobody know, because you ain't showing it. So the Nine of Swords is here. You could definitely be, like I said, there's a lot of things going on in your life that, you kind of cry about behind closed doors. You're not really letting nobody, see you sweat. I feel like you're still overcoming, or you're finally overcoming anxiety, and you're overcoming like toxic situations, no longer letting this ear lead you, but just going straight, even though you don't know what's ahead, even though you don't see what's gonna happen. But even when you go through the darkness, there's always light on the other side. So even when you are going through those dark phases and those dark stages in your life, you have to stay in the light. Because on this illustration with the moon card, you see that's her left ear, that's her right ear, and them her intrusive thoughts, and then this the path. But you see it leads off into the darkness, and that may be the phase that you're in right now. Like where you don't know what's gonna happen next. You don't see what's gonna happen next. But this part, right, this is the part where you have to kind of stand up for yourself and see this for what it is, so you can cut ties with that part of you. So you can, find that cut ties with that part of you and be able to stand in your truth, so you can find balance again. Could have some legal dealings or some legal court papers. When you go up and now, be ready to hit them where it hurts. Because you got to be able to take care of you and yours. Can't worry about, especially if it's a child support case. Fuck Can't worry about what what it could have been no more, because it ain't that. So we got to move forward and find out, and get it together for the little one, because we tried that, it didn't work. Tried to co-parent without it, if that's the case, and that didn't work either. So hey, the legal way. So some new beginnings, some new love is coming in, or you could have met someone, or could be meeting someone new. I feel like this new love is not you necessarily meeting someone, Scorpio. I feel like this is a newfound love from within. And now you're going to be able to overflow your cup, versus you wanting someone else to do it. The universe is going to, grant you that serenity, grant you that grace. You'll be able to, the universe gonna pour into you as well as you're gonna pour into you. That's what I'm trying to say. So don't be naive. Get you some rest. Stop overthinking, especially when it comes to what didn't work or what don't work. I feel like you could be messing with a YN, or there could be a YN in the mix, or I feel like that's your mentality when it comes to, moving quickly or rapidly, instead of, for real processing, situations that happen in your life, even when it's your fault, being fully accountable, for that think before they react before thinking attitude with the Knight of Wands, because very quick, very rebellious, be on 10, and then coming out of that will help you see clearly, because I feel like that's a safe place for you. You feel as if that's your way of protecting yourself, that quick energy, that quick wit, that rebellious attitude, especially when it comes to situations that you want to work. So then you get trapped, or you feel trapped, but this is what you need to come out of to completely free yourself. So allow Tower moments to happen, because once this Tower moment happens, that's the end. No more stagnation and standstill. You won't feel like you stuck. The Knight of Pentacles is I feel like it's giving one step at a time. I feel like you need to start to be more possessive of your money, as first as like being the one that somebody can call and be like, I need to borrow, and you give. Like, nah, like you need to start, one thing at a time, Scorpio. Start to budget your money, start to be possessive with your money, even work on those insecurities within yourself where you can become possessive and insecure and clingy, and it puts you in them situations with that energy that you can carry, that you become uncertain on what's gonna happen next, and you lose your willpower, you lose your strength, or you fall directly into whatever situation is at hand, and it burdens you. It's a lot to carry. And I feel like you are like clearly like in denial about, sometimes being the problem. So I definitely see you being very guarded, but you're guarded by like negativity. So the things that you are, you be wanting to manifest, or the things that you be wanting to happen, they don't happen. This is what you have to learn how to control. You have to learn how to, you have to gain control and power over, you know, your thoughts and the way you think and, you know, the way you know, handle situations, daily situations when it comes, especially when it comes to relationships. The Six of Cups is here. Cups is here. I see you being a very carefree person, a very careful person. Maybe when you were like a young, like you was a teenager, you were in a lot of relationships, or you had a relationship or two where, you know, someone that you really, really did love, they hurt you, or you was always looking for, you know, that type of love as a teenager, that it, you know, built some type of wall where you are stuck in a defensive emotion, feeling like you have to what you do have to stand on 10. I ain't saying you don't, you got to stand on 10, but it's almost like a dominant thing. So I don't know if you've ever considered yourself to be an alpha female, but you know, when you're dealing with another alpha, there's always going to be some type of clash. So do you bow down? I definitely see you wanting to move forward and have happier outcomes. I see you wanting to have wanting a family, or, you know, could be a reunion or something coming up where you could be going out of town to see somebody in your family, could be getting married. You could be going to a wedding out of town, out of state. Or, you know, you could be meeting someone new out of state. Could go to a big city, somewhere like I don't know what it is about people from Mississippi always going to Texas or coming to Atlanta, because I'm definitely thinking Texas, or maybe it's Louisiana. Maybe you go to New Orleans for a weekend and you meet somebody in the big, is it the big, don't let me say Big Apple, I think that's New York. In the what is it, in the Bayou City shit, I don't know, the Big Easy, yeah, that's it. So definitely needing to kind of stop so much focusing on like the past and the way someone did you, and, you know, using that as a safe go to, you know, don't take this offensive. Be a bitch. Like, don't know. It definitely will kind of like drive a wedge in your relationships, and like until you work on those things, like your relationships will probably, you know, keep being those situations where you feel like left out in the cold, portraying that everything is okay, but knowing deep down inside, you might want to sometimes wear the pants, or, you know, control the narrative in love and in your relationships, but it always leaves you back here where, you know, this happened, this happened, but now, and this is about loneliness. It leaves you like alone, it leaves you by yourself, because you get to worrying about the wrong things when the things that you should be focusing on, you know what I'm saying, you don't be worried about. You don't be paying attention, you don't be studying that shit. So, Queen, I definitely feel as if it's time for you to really, really do some soul searching and start to pinpoint, like, yeah, you right. I could have did You know, I ain't have to say nothing. I could have, you know, for real, shut the fuck up. It's a hard thing for an alpha female to learn how to control that mouth of her. So the Two of Cups is in, the Two of Wands is in reverse. Now you don't know, or you're looking at, you know, don't know, like you don't know what to do, like you don't know what decisions, you know, it's like a lot of choices and decisions. A lot of things could be weighing on you, that you know that you're waiting on. You could be waiting on a phone call from like I said, a job for, or even like a new promotion or something like that. Just remain hopeful that you will be able to land on your feet. But with these new beginnings, you have to set boundaries with people in your life. You know, no more cold energy, no more being impatient with people, no more, you know, if they cheat, I cheat energy, like no more conflict, no more, you know, not listening to your intuition, but truly, you know what I'm saying, loving yourself, nurturing yourself, and coming out of thinking that it's everybody else, and you know what I'm saying, it's not you, that you don't play no role in, you know, what for low-key happened in your life. So you have to be accountable for the roles you play, dog. I ain't gonna sugarcoat this shit now. Because you could definitely be allowing negative thoughts to, you know, control you from trauma. Basically, what I said, you know, as a teenager, it's when you was out there looking for that goddamn puppy love. What messages? Clarify these messages, Spirit, for Scorpio. Clarify these messages for the Scorpio. You have to stop throughout, you know, these phases and the darkness and the dark stages that you encounter. Remember, you have to stay in the light, and you have to start reciprocating what, you know, what's given to you. You don't want to, you know, pour into someone to feel they pulling up, and then give you like streams, like where you all over the place. Like you have to flip the narrative and, you know, pour it more into you. Just trust the process. Because look, I'm telling you, you have to change some of your ways too. You could be seeing 555 a lot. Don't play you for no fool. And then I can't make this shit up. You got to take care of you first. You got to take care of you before you can do and be anybody or do for anybody else. Like, definitely watch the company you keep. You could have a little whoop-de-whoop. Or, you know what I'm saying, someone could be, you could be messing with someone and be they side piece, or they could be, you could have a little, you know, side piece, and pregnancy is here, so be careful. You definitely could be feeling these shifts, hints on, like, you know, needing the reading, and, you know, trying to figure out, like, what's wrong, what the fuck is going on with me. Don't be fooled by temporary lust. This person gonna get you pregnant if you don't watch it. I don't know if this person is in prison or just got out, but this was someone that, you know, was kind of like your jail bae. you definitely have to work on your triggers, and figure out what's the things that take you there, the things that cause you like to go there. Maybe you get, a little insecure when your person isn't around, thinking that they with somebody else, or, just letting your mind or your those intrusive thoughts, kind of take over you when your mind could be telling you don't think like that. Find you some hobbies, and do work on you. Like when you get to them places, or when you start thinking those type of thoughts, like read you a book, or play Sims, dog. Like there's the things that can help you. Those things will help you kind of shift the energy. So because it's so easy to pull into it when it's, we're already in such a low vibrational frequency. Any little negative thought can manifest so quickly. That's why you don't want to think negative when it comes to your situations and things that's going on in your life. You want to think positive. You want to think when your mind go here, and then your other mind go there, and it's always that straight path where you just keep going, like fuck what they talk, fuck this ill, fuck that ill, just keep going, like whatever, just go, almost like going with the flow, but at the same time having boundaries within yourself, working on yourself, loving yourself, doing what you need to do for you, taking care of you, and being who you need to be for your kids. But definitely being accountable for the part you play. Like you'll be the Lulu if you was to say that it don't be me, it be them. Like, where do you take where your accountability come in? Okay? So, I hope you enjoyed this reading. I thank you so much. And you have a wonderful weekend.